old cars can have new life on the racetrack. That's what one Eastern Iowan says after he built a racing division from scratch. His inspiration came from his father.
My first and greatest hero, of course. My dad got involved in stock car racing back in the late 50s, probably. I was born in 1961. My mom said that I was at a racetrack when I was 2 weeks old.
Brian Gaudy grew up around cars, building and racing them with his father, Dell.
I'm in a car buff my whole life. I can't get away from it. It's like an addiction, of course.
Brian knew the perfect gift to give his father for his 80th birthday.
I got the wise idea to build a replica car of my dad's first race car that he'd ever built, and it happened to be a 61 Ford Fairlane Club sedan. And I was born in 1961, so it held some reverence. So I looked and looked until I found an old junk car that I was able to resurrect, got it to where it was a perfect replica of the car he drove back then.
Brian says before Dell passed away in 2020, he loved his new old car.
He got to enjoy it for a while.
Brian makes sure to keep his dad's car in good shape. He even let me ride shotgun to see what a 60s race car feels like. Sort of.
This car is a street legal replica. Looks like a race car, sounds like a race car, not really a race car.
Though I couldn't really tell the difference.
How fast does it go? It's going pretty fast.
Back in 2016, when he finished building the car, Gaudy got another idea for something he could share with his dad.
I thought, geez, this was so much fun. It'd be cool if we could go back to those days and race these cars.
And that's exactly what Brian and a whole bunch of new and old friends have been doing. Most recently on Saturday at the Benton County Fair. Gaudy started with just 3 rules.
Cheap, easy, and fun is what I had going through my mind.
And they've kept it that way. The cars are vintage and relatively cheap by design. The division is called Ayers.
American Iron Racing Series.
From Vinton to Hawkeye Downs to neighboring states like Illinois and Wisconsin, Ayers keeps the old school in a competitive racing world.
I have taken as much technology out of the race car that I possibly can, and the more technology I take out of the race cars, the cheaper it is, and then there's more driver input because it's me versus your skills, more so than I can buy a better chassis than you.
As big as the races can get, they aren't the most competitive, but
it's the most fun I probably have ever had. It's good for old, tired guys like myself.
Gaudy says there's nothing wrong with the newest technology, but the checkered flag he's chasing isn't being the fastest car.
My biggest thrill is when I get a text from a promoter after the race is over the next day, and thank you for the show. God, everybody loved it. Win or lose, that makes my day for weeks.